Hello, this is October, and you are now watching the Cannon County Chamber Connection. And of course, this is made possible by DTC TV because they give us the time to do this on their cable network, and we do appreciate it. Summer has come, and it's on its way out, even though it's 90 degrees today. But you have to realize 2 more months, and it's going to be Christmas. So one of these weeks, it's going to go from 90 to 40. And I'm really not looking forward to that because I'm a summer person. And what comes up next, we got Halloween, the end of this month. We've got Thanksgiving in November, and then, of course, Christmas in December. And surprisingly, those 3 months are 3 of the busiest months we have, October, November, and December, for activities. And that always surprises me, but I guess it's holiday time. I do have some guests with me today, and of course you all are familiar with Cassell Davis. On my left here, she is with the Child Advocacy Center, who does a lot of work for children that are having a hard time because of several different circumstances. And on my right, I have Dennis Mayhew and David Brenton, and they are with Stones River Recovery, which I was so pleased to meet them. I really didn't know we had this in Cannon County, so this is a good thing. And they are putting on something on October 13th in conjunction with the Child Advocacy Center. They are helping do a harvest festival around the square. Not one like what you think. Gentlemen, you want to tell a little bit about it?
Sure, absolutely. Like Ms. Carolyn was saying, you know, this is a busy time, not only in the community, but, you know, for individuals with Christmas and things coming up. And we wanted to have an event where the families and the community could come together and celebrate fall and take a moment before the, you know, rush of Christmas to enjoy each other and enjoy this weather. And we were so blessed to have Cassell from the Child Advocacy Center here. There's going to be live music, a pumpkin patch, hay rides, different vendors with arts and crafts and homemade baked goods and preserves and antiques, and all of the vendor fees go to support the Child Advocacy Center. So not only are we doing something for the community, but we're raising awareness for the Child Advocacy Center and their really important mission. And
you really have, you might say, a mission of your own, don't you?
Absolutely. We provide drug and alcohol addiction treatment to adult men here in Cannon County. We started very small with just 1 or 2 guys staying in a room at our founder's house, and we've grown to a 24-bed facility. Was recently approved by the Department of Corrections and Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse as one of their approved facilities, and we look forward to the continued growth.
Yes.
And that's that was something I didn't realize we had. I knew we needed, but I didn't realize we had already had one up and going.
Well, the facility was opened by Jerry Barrett, as David was indicating, about 3 years ago. And his heart went out to 2 men that were asking for help in their drug addiction. And Jerry brought them into his home eventually, and like David said, it's grown from there. We have a 24-bed capacity facility right now. Within the month, we're adding an inpatient home that will hold 6 to 8 men, and with the support of the community, we're continuing to grow and offer the services that these men need to reestablish themselves in not only their own lives, but their families' life and society.
And that's important because you don't get better if you don't have any place to guide you.
That's right, you know, and we're having great results. We're a small community. We have 18 men on the property right now, and you can see that how the guys come together as a family. You know, they show up with broken lives and broken dreams, and the support of the fellows that have already been there for a while is amazing. To watch them take these guys in and become their immediate family right then. It's a blessing every day to see this.
Yeah. And we're not a revolving door rehab. We our minimum stay is 60 days. So these guys come in and we don't just talk about their addiction. We talk about their life, because addiction takes everything. It takes your family, it takes your job, it takes your dreams, your hopes, everything. And they come in crushed and broken, and just to see the restoration of not only them but their families and their place in the community is just amazing to see.
Yeah, it is. And David was speaking of revolving door rehabs, and you know, we're back in the holler here in Woodbury. It's quiet. You know, I jokingly say you can't hear anything but the creek and the crickets at night. And having that environment where it's quiet, you know, a man can begin to settle down. All of the chaos, the added chaos stops, and it becomes a manageable state where the parts of his lives can become stable again, you know, and it's been so chaotic for these men and their families as well.
Well, you don't have the enticement on a daily basis either, I would hope, out there, because once you're there, really the things that you've been taking all this time to get you there is not available, right?
No, it's not. And again, you know, there's no beer store on one corner and a drug dealer on the other corner. You know, it's we're surrounded by hundreds of acres out there, and you know, the temptation just to walk off, you know, because you can see the bright lights of the city, you know, and get right back into the chaos is not there.
I was going to say, I don't know how many bright lights would be had,
Not around here.
Be hard to find them.
but at least it would be a little bit of a walk to get to them.
And
so.
it's a safe space for them to, you know, really just focus on them and their relationship with God, and just it's a place of healing, a place of hope, and a place of freedom for everyone that goes through. And you know, we try to be involved in the community. That's why we're doing this Harvest Festival, and hearing the work that the Child Advocacy Center does, especially with children coming from broken homes and homes that have addiction issues and things like that. And it's, you know, to solve this problem, it's really going to take a community effort.
It all goes hand in hand, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? It does. Okay, so you've got how many booths that you're setting up?
Right now we have about 60 vendors, 60
Here's,
booths.
I don't know if you can see that very much, but there is a flyer.
And if you're still interested in becoming a vendor, it's only $10. And like I said, all the money goes to the Child Advocacy Center to, you know, support their mission. And you can give us a call at 615-563-2020, and we'll set you up with a booth.
Now, what you sell is yours to keep. What you pay for the booth is what goes to the Child Advocacy
Right.
Center.
It's only the vendor fees that go to the Child Advocacy
Right.
Center.
So don't think you're going to bring all your goodies and sell them and then go home. But you're having a lot of other things, like the hay rides, and I'm surprised at that. I think that's fine. I'm just surprised at it.
Well, we're trying to make it an event that, you know, everyone is going to have a good time at, despite, you know, whether they're 5 years old or whether they're 50 years old. They're going to find something there that they can enjoy, and that they can come together and share a time, create memories, and, you know, hopefully remember this wonderful event.
Yeah, well, I think it's good. We had I guess they call it a trunk sale in May, I believe, around the square. And it went really well, and it didn't have all of these extra things. So, you know, this is a great time of the year, and I think the weather, well, I don't know yet that far out. But this weekend, if it was going to be this weekend, it would have been real pretty. But it probably will for them.
And that trunk sale was what inspired this. The people at Iron Pig Antiques, and then Lynn at Lynn's Picket Fence was, you know, they hosted a very successful event in May, and we came to them wanting to do something in the fall, and so they've given us support and inspiration for this, and have really been there with us the entire way.
Well, it did do well. It really did. In fact, I think they encouraged it to be a citywide yard sale. I mean, people were having yard sales at their homes and everything as well as that. So, well, I think that's great. I like fun things like that. So that ought to work. And you, Cassell, we were talking, what you deal with is either a product of or kind of runs into what they deal with every day too, and that's child abuse, sexual abuse, broken homes, drugs, alcohol, right?
Yes, we do. The Child Advocacy Center, we do forensic interviews with children who have been sexually abused, and we do those interviews in conjunction with DCS and law enforcement. We also work with the families on those cases because they are also experiencing trauma, and they need help, and they need to be able to get counseling and other things to help them heal as well. And we also provide those services to the child. We also do a drug endangered children's program where we go into homes and we do in-home counseling with children whose parents are currently using drugs or have used drugs in the past. Those children may be placed with grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles. They might even be with their parents still. And so we do everything we can to help support the family, the children, and the parents, any transitions they're going through. Also, if parents are currently using drugs, we try to help them get the services that they need to help them stop using drugs and be in recovery.
Now, you do have a, I want to say it's daylight to dark, but that's not what it's called. What is the program where you actually tell people how to identify if these issues, if they come in contact with these issues?
We do a darkness to light training.
Right, well, I went too far.
And we do that community-wide. We just had one at the senior center last month. That was open to the community. I think we're going to be trying to schedule another one that's open to the community. And with that, we train people on how to recognize child sexual abuse, how to report it, and how to prevent it. And those are, there are 5 signs that we talk about. It's a great training. There's a video discussion, another video, and then discussion afterwards. But you get to hear from real victims and their families, and then you also get to hear about how they started healing. And so it's just a really good training.
Okay, and then of course, if one person is taken out of the family, and that person is the breadwinner, or maybe both of them were, it creates a problem of being able to support the children, right?
Yes, it does.
So much of this money that you get from these things goes toward that.
A lot of people have trouble making ends meet, and when you add extra children into it, especially I've run into a lot of grandparents who are retired who are now taking care of their grandchildren because parents are using drugs. And so we help by bringing out, I give out food, I give out blankets in the wintertime, I even give out toilet paper, toiletries. We try to help support in any way that we can to help these families be able to move forward while we're, hopefully helping the parents get the help that they need to, although that doesn't always work out. But, so yes, we do anything we can. We bring out toys, even books, just anything we can to help these families be able to
And to keep
move
the kids
forward.
in school.
Yes. We are, that's a project we're working on now actually with the truancy board, because oftentimes truancy is something that occurs, but it's not always because someone just doesn't want to send their children to school. They might not have transportation, they might not have water, they might not have, there are all kinds of different things that we see that, if we can go in and help them with those things and help resolve, even issues like truancy, it can make a huge difference.
And right now, there's a lot of importance being put on truancy in the school system, too. So I'm sure anything that you could do to help that problem, they're grateful for, too. The schools are grateful for.
We are working with them. I'm actually on the truancy board. So when we identify something that's happening with a family and it might be contributing to a child being truant, we can go in and try to help with services to help resolve the problem that's happening.
I won't say I was never truant from school, but when I was, it had nothing to do with my whole life. But we won't go there. That didn't happen that often. But sometimes they are truant, and a lot of times the parents don't know they're truant. Okay, guys, anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, I would just like to add, and I know that I speak for David and Cassell as well, that with not only the support, but the involvement of the community, the areas that we are so blessed to serve in, there is hope. There is a reunification of families. There is a strength that comes back within the community when these families are put back together. This is an opportunity for not only, like I said, the community, but for the individuals to get healthy again, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And we would love everyone to come out to the festival and come to our booths. David and I will have a booth there, Stones River Recovery. Cassell will be next to us, so please come out and visit us and share some of your own personal stories with us.
And I would like to thank Stones River Recovery for wanting to do this with the Child Advocacy Center and helping support us and helping get the word out about our mission and what we do here in Cannon County. The money that is raised from this event will stay in Cannon County. It only goes to the Cannon County Child Advocacy Center. We will have a booth as well. We will be selling our T-shirts that has a drawing of the courthouse in the frame by the shape of the county, and we will also be selling canvas prints of that as well in different sizes.
And thank you for Ms. Carolyn for having us on your show and DTC, and it's just an honor to be here and talk about our upcoming events, and I'm really excited for this Harvest Festival.
Well, I am too, and I hope it goes over really well. You guys have put a lot of time and work into it, so listen, if you got something that you want to sell, contact them. They'll set you up with a booth. There'll be a lot of people there for it, so at most yard sales, you want a crowd. Well, the crowd's going to be furnished, and a lot of times when you have a number of sellers, a lot of them buy from each other. So
Might leave with
it
more
all
than you
works
came
out,
with.
plus you're going to get music. I'm sure there'll be food vendors.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If not, we have some restaurants in town. In fact, I might as well take this opportunity to tell you that we have a new Mexican restaurant. It's right, when you see McDonald's, just look across the street and you'll see the new Mexican restaurant, and I'll have them on the show at another time. And also Keith's Biscuit Barn is out on McMinnville Highway. And I think a lot of people don't know they're there. They fix breakfast, they have a drive-through, but they have a great meat and 3 lunch.
They sure do.
Now, they're
Definitely
closed
do.
at 2 o'clock, but
I think we
their
saw
food
you
is
there.
good.
I think we ate there on the same day.
And
don't
I
know if
didn't
you-
speak to you?
I don't think we recognized each other.
Oh,
She was truant that day.
She was truant, and the food was so good, you just go in there and eat and
I'm sorry, I
lose
didn't
sight
talk
of
to
everything
you.
else.
But they have joined the chamber, and they want your business, but the food's great. Now the Mexican restaurant, and I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I will have them on the show at a later date. But I have talked to some people. They just opened on Monday, and they have all said it was good food too. So there you are. We got some new businesses coming in and some other businesses going out, but that's okay. That's how it works. So, and also McDonald's has been remodeling, and they are going to have a re-grand opening, and I believe their re-grand opening is going to be, I want to say on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken, at McDonald's in Woodbury. So I'll tell you more about that later, or you'll always see it in the paper or on WBRY. So those are and DTC are our 3 news people. So if you want to know something other than to go on the Facebook, I think Facebook is probably some of the best advertising you can get. Have you all used Facebook yet?
Absolutely. There's we have about 250 just on the Harvest Festival Facebook page that is expressing
Well,
interest
you
in
also
coming,
have
and-
the chamber because you're
Right.
on our Facebook too.
Well, that's
So
wonderful. Thank you so much.
So, I do what I can, guys. All right, and Cassell, we're going to see you on the 27th, because that is our toy drive cruise in, and it will be the last cruise in for our season that the chamber puts on. And it will be on the square from 3 to 6 p.m. because it gets dark earlier now. And all we ask is that you bring a toy for the Child Advocacy Center for Children at Christmas time. And this is Cannon County children. So no weapons, no guns, toys, cars, dolls, books, games, anything. Just be careful and don't wrap them. Just bring them the way they are, and we would appreciate that. And that is co-sponsored by the Iron Pig Antiques and Joanne at Jennings Jewelers. And you don't have to be a car driver to donate a toy. If there's anyone out there that feels like they'd like to do that, you can bring it by the chamber office or Jennings or Iron Pig, even though Iron Pig has recently sold. I think they will be continuing it as an antique store. So there you are, and that's going to be on the 27th.
Thank you, Carolyn, also for supporting us. And I just want to also thank the community. We've gotten a lot of support. People bring donations by at least once a week, if not more.
Oh, well, great.
And it's great because I usually give them away that day or the next day. And so it's been really great to see and feel the support that we're getting, because that's really going out to your community here in Cannon County as well.
Takes a village, guys.
Absolutely.
Y'all work together. All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
I don't have another thing for you to appear on before you have your event, which is on the 13th.
That's right. That's right.
And I did notice it said from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That's correct.
Now, you know it gets dark at 6.
We'll be there.
Bring your flashlights.
But anyway, listen, that'll be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs to show up and support that. Plus, it'll be a fun thing, too. So,
Yes, it will.
and we
Thank
thank
you very
you all
much.
very
Yes, ma'am.
much.
Thank
And
you.
we'll talk to y'all again.
Absolutely.
I'll see you on
Have
the
a good
13th.
afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome. Okay, I got some other people here that you'll recognize too, but they also have some great events in the fall that has to do with hay rides and boat tours, and this is all these fun things that we like to do. I have Anna and Fount Bertram with me, and they are Friends for Edgar Evans State Park. And Anna, what you got coming up shortly?
Well, we've got 3 things coming up.
Oh, okay, I missed one.
Yes. Well, the one coming up right away is our 13th annual History Hayride at Edgar Evans State Park. And Carolyn is going to be on that one for the first time this year. But it's a real fun thing for adults. It's not that we discourage kids from coming, but most children aren't that interested until they're a little bit older anyway in history. This is not a haunted hayride. It's not about Halloween. It's about history. And the wagons will leave at about 30-minute intervals. There'll be 10 wagons. And they will leave at about 30-minute intervals from the park office and make an approximately 2.5-hour circuit through the park. There will be 10 stops for each wagon, and there will be costumed entertainers, reenactors at each stop who will tell the history of the park and of the people of the park and the area. So,
And many of those you will recognize because they live right here in Cannon County.
Yes, we've got some Cannon Countyans. Everyone knows Lori Christensen.
Oh, yeah.
And if anyone has ever been to a History Hayride, they will remember her hilarious presentation of Elizabeth Dale, who was the daughter of the founder of Liberty, Tennessee. And Lori Christensen, playing Elizabeth Dale, will represent a woman who became famous, shall we say, by the fact that she married 6 times in an era when a woman was not allowed to marry over 3 times and remain in polite society. And each time that Elizabeth Dale married, she seemed to get a little bit richer,
She gained a little,
just a little. So if anyone knows Lori, they know how well she will play this role.
She does.
We also have Gerald Melton, who's going to be on the opposite side of the law, as Luke Denny, who was a moonshine hauler for about 30 years and was never caught. He was well known all over Middle Tennessee, not just DeKalb and Putnam counties, but they knew him here in Cannon County too. So probably our men out at the distillery either knew him or knew of him.
Yeah.
But Marcia Melton, his wife, in real life, has been playing a role for the last few years, but this time she's going to play a new role to her. It's one that we haven't had for a couple of years, and that is Ida Hale, midwife, a very important woman in the early days of settlement.
We didn't have very many hospitals.
And everyone knows Freddie Curtis, the superintendent of schools.
Yes.
And he will play William Bill O'Neill, who was the head engineer for the Corps of Engineers at that time, and he was very instrumental in getting a park designated there. And then he helped design it, and he's responsible for the design of our unusual campsites. If you've never camped there or seen the campsites, it's worth going just to see those. They are cantilevered. They're like on the hillside. We're very hilly at Edgar Evans and very scenic, but there's not much level land. So
No, there isn't.
these are like decks out over the edge of the hills, and they will hold an RV up to 33 feet, and there's a few where it's a little bit more level that'll go up to 40 feet. And they all have full electrical and water hookups, and there are 60 of those.
Do you have cabins?
We have cabins. We've got 34 cabins.
Oh, you have a lot.
Yes, we do. But to get back to the History Hayride, reservations are filling up, but we still have some seats. And in order to make reservations for the $15 per person, 2.5-hour hayride with all that entertainment, just go to, there's more than one way, but the easiest way is to go to www.f, like in Friends of Edgar Evans State Park. So it's www.foeesp.com. Then it's /history-hayride. And if you forget that, you can always call Carolyn or call me. My number is 615-765-5357, and I'll be glad to help you make the reservations. Then on October 27th at 1 o'clock, we'll have our 16th Fall Color Cruise on beautiful Center Hill Lake, and that again is $15 per person. That's the address for that is just a little bit longer, so I just tell people to go to our website. Again, it's at www.foeesp.com and look for the Color Cruise under the Events tab, and it will take you right to the reservation site. There's a lot of nice pictures there of previous boat rides and give you a lot of details.
Now that one sounds, of course you don't have any control over when the leaves are going to change or when they're going to be at their peak.
No, although Fount would like to tell you that he has a direct channel up there, but he doesn't always pray enough. Well, so we can't guarantee.
Well, he can tell me that.
Well, what we can guarantee you'll have a good time, because by that time the northern waterfowl that are migrating, they migrate from the northern states like the loons and the grebes and some of the other water birds come down and spend the winter at Center Hill, and you'll get to see those. You'll see ducks and geese and all all kinds of flora and fauna. So and we have there's a lot of the rich and famous. The former house of one of the country music stars and some of the other rich and famous people have houses on the lake, so you'll get to look at those and say,
And wave at them as you go by.
Right. Alan Jackson's house, I guess, is the
Most popular.
Most popular, yes. But a story about that. He didn't have a good view of the lake from his house, so he took it upon himself to cut some trees. Well, the Corps of Engineers didn't go for that very well, so they fined him $300 a tree for the trees he cut. And of course, Alan Jackson, that wasn't even pocket change. You know, if they'd charged him more, it probably got his attention if they'd charged him $3,000 a tree. But anyway, there's some history and there's some scenery and lots of good folks. We put like 12 people on each boat, and we'll have 4 boats. And the people who are driving the boats are familiar with history, and they can fill you in on a lot of things. There's several interesting things.
Now, these really aren't child-oriented either, are they?
3 years old and under, we don't have life vests or anything, so you cannot take children younger than that. And even up to 6, 7 years old, we're out on the lake like 2.5, 3 hours, and it's
They get bored.
They get bored, yes. They're not that interested in Alan Jackson and the other people.
That's a shame.
It is family friendly, though. We do have a lot of families who come, and the important thing is the child must be over 3.
Yeah.
That's for safety purposes, Carolyn. There's 2 other things taking place in the park on the same day as our boat ride. And they're both that evening. One is at 5 o'clock. It's the Trunk and Treat.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's almost Halloween.
And this is open to the public. We do ask that if people are coming to bring children just for the Trunk and Treat, that they also bring some candy to share and possibly a little table to set it on. And people like to decorate their tables and maybe dress up in costumes. They don't have to, but some do, and pass out the candy just like they would from their home.
Right.
The other event is just for the registered campers, and that is the campsite decoration contest.
Oh, I think that's neat.
It is really spectacular. It's spooktacular, I should say, and those that are there for Trunk and Treat, of course, get to see all of this.
Right.
And if it's like past years, they'll ride a hay wagon and go through the campground, and they'll get to see everything. So those are all on October 27th.
Okay.
In addition to our color
Well,
cruise.
you go on the boat ride starts at what time?
At 1 o'clock.
You're going to be back in time to Trunk or Treat, too.
And the boats leave from the marina, and we try to be prompt. We try to get out just at 1 o'clock. The days are getting shorter at that time, and we like to get out to make sure we get back in plenty of time before it starts getting dark.
But one thing I wanted to say about the hayride, it's the same day as the Harvest Festival here. But you can do both because, like I said, Carolyn, the park will have 10 wagons, and they'll leave at 30-minute intervals starting at 1 o'clock. The last one leaves at 5:30, and the ride is about 2.5 hours. So you could do both. Attend here and then go there, or go to an early one and come back. So we would like to have you and show off our beautiful park.
Okay. Well, you know, when I said earlier that October and November, there's a lot of things in November that take place too. But October, it seems to fill up quicker each year, especially with events, because on that same day, on the 27th, you'll have the toy drive, and then you have Fall Fest. and that will be from 3 until 5 p.m. at Dillon Park. And this is presented by the Experience Community Church. They did a fall festival last year, but there were so many people there that they didn't have enough room to accommodate them. So they're going to try it at Dillon Park. Dillon Park is great if it doesn't rain. You have a stage and everything, but they're going to have a lot of kid activities down there for them. Games, free hot dogs. They're looking for anybody that might be interested in being a vendor. If you do hot chocolate or popcorn or whatever, call me and I'll give you their number. But that will be from 3 to 5 p.m. And they want everybody to come as families, but it will be geared more for the children. So keep that in mind, because that's also on the 27th, and sometimes you run out of weekends, so you gang them all together. Is there anything else? Do you know the one weekend I don't have anything for, and there may be something out there, I just don't know about it yet, and that's on the 20th. I don't have anything that people have booked for the 20th.
Well, if there were time, we'd put something together for the 20th. But, it's always beautiful at Edgar Evans. But
Yeah,
the fall
it
is
is.
especially pretty. And the drive, Carolyn, from
I've
here
been
to
there
there.
before, yeah.
It's one of the prettiest, most scenic drives in the fall in this part of Tennessee.
Right.
So let me give directions there.
Okay.
Believe it or not, there are people here who don't know where Edgar Evans State Park is.
I'm sure there are.
And it is our nearest state park in the Tennessee park system. The easiest way to get there from Woodbury is to turn off of Highway 70S, take the Gazaway Road to Liberty. When you get to Liberty, take a right, go to the top of Snow Hill, and you'll turn left on Highway 96, which is also known as Dale Ridge Road. And then it's about 12 miles over the dam, past the Corps of Engineers office. The entrance to the park is on the right, across from Caney Fork Outdoors and the Big Rock Market.
You know, you're right, there are a lot of people that probably haven't been there, but you also have to remember, we've had a lot of people move into Cannon County from out of state. So, there you go. They probably don't know where it is.
Well, we'll excuse those, but the people who have lived here all their life will begin to wonder about.
You're going to be testy, aren't you? I know
Yeah,
you are.
there'll be a quiz.
It's a beautiful place to relax, to hike, to see wildlife, birds, butterflies, deer, whatever, to stay in a cabin or camp, and there's just always something going on. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and we
It's a
have
pretty
one more
place.
event in the year, too. On the first Saturday in December, we have the lighting of the tower. Well, there's an observation tower there at the office, and what we do is string lights all the way up and down the tower, and we have a little celebration there, and then when it gets dark, we go out and flip the switch, and the whole tower lights up. And
Everybody sings.
Yes, and we have.
I want to know who we are when you talk about stringing the lights.
Well, the park staff
Okay.
and the friends help out there, too, so.
Well, Friends provided the funds for the park, for the lights for the park.
I'm just trying to picture fountain climbing.
Oh, if you haven't climbed that tower, you need to do that, Carolyn. That's fun.
Oh, I don't do heights real well.
Oh, this one's pretty tall.
I know, and I get halfway up and then I'm just froze.
That's a beautiful,
Have to carry you
beautiful
down, huh?
view of the lake. But
Okay.
It's right there in the park office.
I wish I did, but I don't.
Santa Claus comes to that event. It's actually a family's open house.
And sometimes we
yes.
have live music. I don't know about this year, but normally we have some live music
And we'll
lots
probably-
of treats and concessions and this type of
Hey,
thing.
music is easy. Set you up a boom box, put Elvis Presley White Christmas in there, You got your Christmas music.
We try to have
that'll
real
do it?
live people playing music. And,
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you want music, that's the one.
and if the weather is okay, we'll have a hayride with it too.
Oh,
Just-
wow.
Just in the park.
Okay.
And that's all free.
Golly, guys, I don't know what else we could send you to because you're going to run out of days. What's not in Cannon County is going to be at Edgar Evans State Park, and some of it on the same day. But you just got to take your choice. That
do
boat
both.
ride sounds really good. And so does the hayride. I'm going on that, and there will be a follow-up on that. I'll let you know on that.
Well, you'll love it.
I think I will, because all the people.
Well, Doug
I've-
Combs and Melissa last year did it for the first time. And Doug's only regret, as he said, is that he had put it off as long as he had. That he missed all those others. And
Well, I can hardly wait to see that. Now, I can. Are there very many hecklers on the wagons?
no, we discourage
You might have your
hecklers.
first.
We discourage hecklers.
No, I wouldn't heckle you. Well, guys, I thank you very much for joining us today and telling us all the things that are available for people that want to get out there, a little fresh air, a little fall fun. Now, come on.
Well, thank
Gonna
you
like
for
it.
having us again. You've been a big support throughout the years, and it is appreciated.
Well, I thank you both for being here.
Oh,
And
we
good
always-
luck on all these.
We
And I will.
always enjoy visiting with you, Carolyn, and we always look forward to being on your show.
Well, good.
So,
History
thank you.
Hayride, I'm looking forward.
DTC.
Yeah, DTC is the one that made this possible. So,
And we thank our camera guy, Kobe.
yeah, Kobe does a good job. He's very quiet. He just sets us up and points at me every now and then, so
Thank you again.
thank you. Okay, we do have some other things going on. I told you October's a busy month. Also on the 21st is our fermentation workshop that is put on by Sandor Katz. It will be at Short Mountain Cultures, which is a little organic store that is attached to the Art Center on the side. You can go in through their entrance, and they're going to have a workshop on fermentation by Sandor Katz. Now, he's done this all over the world. So if you're interested in how to do sauerkraut, among a lot of other things that they do, you might be interested in being a part of that. And you can call Short Mountain Cultures. I was looking for a phone number, and I don't see one, but I do have some of their, well, wait a minute. I thought I had a brochure on them. But anyway, you can always call the Art Center and we can give you, or call the chamber and I'll be glad to give you their phone number. And these are a few of the items that they do is the chili and garlic sauce that is there. That's very colorful. That looks like you could tie a ribbon around it and give it as a Christmas present. And this is the Tennessee sauerkraut. And everybody I've talked to that is a kraut fan says that's some of the best they've eaten. So they have a lot of things in their store, and you might want to stop by and look at those. There may be something you just can't live without, so I'm sure there will be. The Art Center, golly, that's one of our major tourist attractions right there. And then there were None, which is an Agatha Christie mystery, and that it'll be on stage through October 13th. Fridays and Saturdays, and I think there's one Sunday matinee left. And you can contact the Art Center at 615-563-2787. And also you will be looking at a great musical, Hello Dolly, which will be there November 2nd through November 17th. So you might want to call and reserve your seat on that one. I have a feeling that's going to be a sellout right there. Oh, the Harvest Festival we've already talked about. Be sure if you want to be a part of that, I'm going to give you this number again, or call me and I'll be able to give it to you. If you want to book a spot, it's $10, and you can call 615-563-2020 and book your spot and bring your stuff, and you may sell out, and you may have a good time doing it. So what more could you ask? Saturday, October 21st, the fermentation workshop, and October is Domestic Violence Month. So on Friday, October 26th, a roadblock will take place between 3 and 5 p.m. I know that gets everybody excited. And the proceeds to this will be given to the Cannon County SAVE program, followed by a candlelight vigil on the square in Woodbury, remembrance of all the victims who lost their lives to domestic violence. And it's hard to believe that there are that many, but there are. So that's on the 26th. October 25th, the Small Business Association, in conjunction with USDA, will be holding a workshop from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at the library on College Street. All chamber members or businesses or public are welcome to attend. Just please give me a call so we can make sure that we have enough space for everyone. But this is for businesses that are already businesses that may want to have some avenues or meet some people who can open avenues to things that they need. Anyone that's thinking about opening a business should certainly attend this, because they can give you direction that you may not know about when you decide to open a business. We do have some businesses, some buildings that are empty. If anyone is interested in starting a business and would like to know about those buildings, please give me a call and I'll direct you to who you need to talk to. October 27th, the Toy Drive Cruise-In, be on the square 3 to 6. Bring a toy. It goes to the Child Advocacy Center. And you don't have to be a driver. If you would just like to donate a toy and you live in the community, please feel free to do so. October 27th, the Experience Community Church will host the Fall Fest at Dillon Park, 3 to 5. Everyone is welcome to bring your kids. I think everybody is afraid or thinks they may be pursuing you to change churches. They're not. This is simply a fall festival for the community. If you choose to go to their church, I'm sure they would think that was fine, but they're not trying to convert anyone. Also, the new 2009 schedule is out for the Art Center. What we'll be showing next year in February, beginning with Singing in the Rain. Hey, I always love that. You know, season tickets would be a great Christmas gift for anyone that you have a hard time buying things for. A season ticket to the plays at the Art Center, that's one of those gifts that keeps on giving all year long. And they will be having some more children's events, and that will begin in March with Aladdin, Curious George, The Lion's Witch and the Wardrobe. Those will be the school matinee series for next year. So that's something, a lot of kids enjoy that. Okay, and then the art tour, where you go to the artist's home or their workshop, will be October 26th through the 28th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm looking for a number here that you can call for that, but I believe that if you go on this website, you'll be able to see a listing of all the people involved, and a lot of people come in for this. offthebeatenpathtour.com is the website you need to go on to be able to find out everything about that. golly, we're going to be getting into November. And of course, the 9th and the 10th of November will be the coats for Cannon. That is where we take generally used coats and donate them to anyone in Cannon County that needs a coat. And so that's put on by the Lions Club. That is one of their events that they put on because they serve. And also the Merchants Christmas Spectacular in Woodbury and surrounding Woodbury will be the Merchants Christmas Open House, or the Cannon County Christmas will be the 16th and the 17th of November, always the week before Thanksgiving. And next month, I'll tell you a little bit more about Christmas. I did want to do one follow-up. We had a rain date on our Colorful Car Show, which I hate to have to use, but I did. The 22nd was just too much rain. So we had it this last weekend. It was great. The weather was great. Cars were beautiful. There were a lot of cars there that I hadn't seen before, and we appreciate all of them coming, and there was a lot of people out looking at the cars. We like that too. So that was a really good thing. And I've just about told you all I have to tell you about this month, but we'll be glad to talk to you again next month because I'm sure there'll be more things. You have a great October.